Hey folks, welcome back to my channel. My name is Robert and I'm known as the Crystal Druid on here and on Instagram. And today I figured I would do something fun and do a haul video. So it's been a really long time since I filmed anything, and I thought I would kind of get back into the swing of things by making a fun and easy video, just like a haul video to show you some of the new things in Salem. So there's a new store that opened called the Sea Witch, and my friend Fee owns it, and she opened it about a year ago, and she specializes in all things to do with oceanic magic. So I thought I would kind of give you a glimpse into what she offers at her store. And most of the things that are in her store she makes or a local artist makes. So it's really nice. You don't really get mass-produced things, which is great. So I figure we'll just kind of dig right in, and I'm going to use this for later. A little recycling. I have some things to ship out to people, so now I've got paper to wrap them in. So we're going to start with this, because I love books. So this is called The Sea Witch. This is one of the books that Fee carries in her shop. And when you go in, you'll see a selection of different like shells and intention boxes and a lot of things that deal with ocean magic. And this book is a really great introduction because it gives you kind of a working knowledge of ocean magic, like, you know, how to make your own moon water or how to make sea talismans, things like that. And what I found interesting in this book in particular, because I read runes, are the Janarian rune set, which I had never heard of until today. So I'm going to look into this because I think this is fascinating. It almost looks like it would read very similar to an oracle deck, which I think is very cool. So I'm just going to place things as we go, and we'll kind of dig in. So we have shells. You can actually use these for chime candle holders. But the nice thing about the book that I just showed you is that it goes through some shells, so you can kind of know, what they're used for and how to incorporate them in your craft. And she has all different kinds, which is really nice. So if you're, new to ocean magic and you're like, oh, I want to build an altar, she has everything there. So it's super easy to do. I would use this shell, for example, for protection. You could put this on the dashboard of your car. You could put this in your bag as you're going about your day, or you can keep this by the threshold of your home, maybe on like a little coffee table when you're first walking in the door. And then I have this one as well I bought from her, and this is a beautiful shell, a lot of rainbow colors in it if you can see it with the light, and a beautiful greenish blue hue. I would use this for working with love, self-love, and luxury. Those are the planetary virtues of Venus. So you can do planetary magic with the shells as well as ocean magic. Really, everything is connected, and the more that you know about what you have to work with, which is why I like these books so much, the more you can do with them. So you're not really stuck in one specific thing per se, unless you want to be. And, whatever works for you, because what works for you may not work for me, and vice versa, and that's okay. We're meant to be different. So the next thing I want to showcase is a really cool thing that Fee made, which is an intention spell box. So these are fantastic. I'm going to scooch a couple things just for the sake of space, but I think you will really enjoy this because she makes these herself. Obviously not the box, but all of the contains in the box. So she's very thoughtful, and Fee made a really helpful scroll that talks about all the ingredients in the box as well as how to use them. So this scroll I've already read through, and it contains instructions on how to make your own spell jar or spell bag, although you can do way more than just that. But we'll kind of go through what we have in here. So looking at the spell bag, we have this beautiful blue bag, and inside of it are a bunch of different items you can use. So I'm going to slide this backwards a little bit just so you can see everything. So we have a little tea bag. You could use this to make a bath tea, so you could fill this with herbs like, rose or lavender or calendula, like nice things like that. You could also do sea moss, whatever works for you, She also includes in the spell bag a sand dollar. So these are really great for prosperity magic. And she has this beautiful little turtle, which can be made into a necklace or a talisman for the bag or for your car, or you could wear it on your person. There's also a piece of really beautiful green sea glass in here as well. So sea glass can be used for manifestation, but also for getting through hard things in life. Because if you think about glass, when it goes in the ocean, it's very shiny, but it's also very jagged, right? but sea glass is smoothed by the salt and the waves. So it goes through all that hard processing to become smooth and refined. And that can be a really great symbol for you. And in the bag, you also have some beautiful crystals as well. And you could use these with your meditation. You could include them in the bag. You could have them on your altar. There's really a lot you can do with it. You have a really beautiful clear quartz in here as well. And of course, you got the bag. So there's a lot you can do with the box. Like, there's so many options. If you're looking to, like, if you're intrigued right away and you're like, oh, you know what, I want to build an altar for the ocean, boom. Her intention boxes include everything you would need for that. And if you've got a cup at home, congratulations, you've got a chalice. Got a butter knife, you've got an athame. And magic is meant to be accessible, so don't feel like you have to buy the most expensive or fanciest tools, although if you like them, because they are aids, they're visual things that help you do it, why not, Next up, we've got a bunch of herbs. So for example, orange peel. Orange peel is ruled by the sun, and that's all about luck and joy, prosperity, victory, and kind of getting out of your shell a little bit. And then you've got a bunch of different herbs. I believe this looks like cedar to me, which I use for purification of a space. You have a jar of garnets. This can be used as your spell jar, which is one of the instructions in the scroll. And then we have some more herbs as well. So she really does give you a lot, which is nice. You, of course, have sea salt, and this is great for purification and cleansing, and also for protection. Traditionally, salt is protection. And she also is very thoughtful, includes matches. So, maybe you don't have a lighter on your person, but you're traveling and you bought one of these kits and you're, on vacation. Matches to go. You don't have to go spend $5 on a lighter, And she makes the candles. So she dresses the candles with different herbs. So this one to me looks purple in the lighting I have. It might look blue to you on the camera. It can be used for prosperity, it could be used for protection, it could be used for dreams. If you think about the ocean and the moon, it's all about psychic power and prophecy and emotions and how we experience our lives. So her spell kits are just really, really great because they encompass a little bit of everything. Next up, you have this really great bottle of aquamarines, and it's on red. So the red is ruled by Mars. That's all about protection, battle, passion, conflict, but you have the cooling energy of the aquamarine. So you could wear this for balance or protection, or just for soothing hard things in life. And you can also use it as a pendulum. So multi-purpose. And we, of course, have this beautiful shell. This could be used for many things. You could use this as your chalice because it's a cup. You could use this as an offering dish. You could use this as an altar piece or a spirit house. The more that you read about different practices, the more things you'll see out of these kits. And then, of course, you've got our box here with the blue, and you could use this blue paper just for the symbology of the ocean while you're working. So maybe you're thinking, okay, ocean magic, I want to picture the water, but I'm landlocked. How do I do that with just this wooden box? Well, you've got the blue paper here. That could be your ocean. You have your offering dish. You have your crystals for your intention, right? And you have your sand dollar representing prosperity that you're trying to draw in. You have your candle. And this you could either melt to the bottom of this, although I'd recommend doing it on a fire-safe dish. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend putting it in another box like that. But for the aesthetic purposes, you could. I would just be very careful and not necessarily light it while it's in the box because you're just asking to burn the house down. Let's not do that. But as an option, if you have a fire-safe dish and you want to use this, put this in a fire-safe dish. And then take a lighter, just melt the bottom, stick it to it so it stands upright. And now you've got a really great way to do ocean magic as well. Although a traditional candle holder does just the same thing. Just doesn't look as pretty. So options. But for the sake of space, I'm going to tuck these in real quick because there's more that I picked up from Fee's shop. She's so creative and just a wonderful human. If you ever are visiting Salem, definitely visit. She's just a nice person, and I think you would absolutely love her. And very creative and very encouraging. So next up, we have her manifestation and prosperity jar. So this is a bottle she makes herself. She makes all of these by hand, and she seals them with corresponding color magic wax. So this is green for prosperity and wealth, although Green is also ruled by Venus, and Venus is all about love and luxury. So you could use this to bring love into your life, or abundance, luxury. And she's very great with details. So there's a cute little starfish right in there. And she has a bunch of aquamarine in here, as well as salt for protection. Because while we can set as many intentions as we like, if we're not protecting that intention, what are we doing? You know, we're just kind of doing things and hoping for the best. So I like that she's very thoughtful in her creations, and that you can use it for practical magic and it'll work because of how it's constructed. Also, the Cancerian in me had to buy this terrarium with the pendulum included because it's like a little home, and you know, we Cancer signs love our homes. They're cozy. So what's nice about this, you could use this as an altarpiece or a spirit house. If you're familiar with spirit houses, they're basically a focal point where a spirit can reside in your home for protection or comfort. It's just a way to work with spirits, to include them in your lives, whether that be ancestors or whatever spirit you might work with. So the pendulum also comes out, so you can use this in case you have got like a big decision coming up. Like maybe you're applying for jobs and you're not really sure what to look for in a career because you're new to job hunting. Maybe you're fresh out of college, you know? Or maybe you are more advanced in your career and you're like, oh, well, what do I do now? So pendulums are a really great tool. They actually rely on our micromuscles. We use neurological science, which we never really think about, but micromuscles are ruled by our subconscious. So we already know the answer, but we need that outside confirmation to give us that answer, if that makes sense. But the terrariums themselves are thoughtfully made. So looking at this, I see a bunch of really lovely herbs. I would think of this almost like a love terrarium. It's just really, really nice. She makes these herself, and you can also hang these. They could be sun catchers for your home, but just super, super thoughtful. And Fee also makes spell kits to go. So this is her love and self-care kit. So this includes some things that are very similar to the intention box, although not as much. But you get a beautiful candle, you have a spell bag, you have herbs, and instructions as well. She's very thoughtful about instructions, which I appreciate, because I think, you know, if you're interested in doing spell kits and spellcraft, but you don't really have instructions, it can make it kind of tricky to navigate that if it's a new practice for you. So she's really great about making sure that she dots her I's and crosses her T's and makes sure that you have the resources that you need so you can use everything. She also, there's a lot in this bag. I got a lot of stuff from her. I'm thrilled. She made this really great little charm. So you could make this into a necklace. You could also just hang this by your door just for a little bit of protection or peace in the home. You know, it's really nice. These look to be aquamarines to me. Very, very, very pretty. And there's more, because of course there's more, because I like shopping. I do, but I also like supporting my friends. So Fee has a bunch of crystals you can pick from, and where I'm the crystal druid, how could I not buy crystals? So these are raw aquamarines, and she includes these little bags so you can carry them around with you as well. And also, if you just you know, put them around your home, it makes it feel more oceanic just because of all the blue, all the color magic you have. But these are lovely, and they're just rough, beautiful aquamarines. She has a lot of oceanic magic stones, like, for example, labradorite, ruled by the moon. Definitely a stone of the water. It's actually a feldspar. So labradorite's a cool stone in general, kind of on a rabbit hole, because this obviously is aquamarine, not labradorite. But lots and lots of options there, which is nice. She actually also has a spell jar bar. So when you go into her shop, which she just expanded, you can actually make your own spell jar. Like, she has all of the herbs, all the crystals, everything you need to make it. So it's a really nice interactive experience if you're visiting Salem. And we also have some local artistry. So she supports an artist called Fairy in the Fae, and this is a ritual spray. So this particular one is shielding. So if you're having like a really rough day, you know, this is great because you can literally just mist yourself real quick, just like that. It smells lovely, it's refreshing, it's calming. And sometimes we kind of need to be shielded from ourselves because of all the energy we come in contact with. sometimes it gets us into a momentum that we just react instead of breathing. So it's very grounding as well. Shielding also just blocks not negative energy. It just kind of blocks it away, which is great. The other cool thing that Fee carries are handmade soaps. So this one actually features a really beautiful mermaid design that I'm going to show you. But just like a lot of self-care and also a lot of spellcraft for protection and prosperity and joy, just like nice things. But look at that, like how beautiful. So if you are, for example, landlocked, like you're, in the middle of the country and you can't quite get to the ocean because it's just not there, you may have to hop on a plane. Fee ships all of these things as well, so you can still work with oceanic magic. So there's a lot in her shop that you can kind of absorb and take in, but it's also just very peaceful. She actually has a really great playlist where it's just ocean waves when you walk in, and it's very soothing. But to get to her shop, if you are walking down Essex Street, which is the main street in Salem, it's the one with all the cobblestones and the Bewitched statue across the street, you'll see, a CVS, and you'll see the Magic Parlor. So the Sea Witch is right above the Magic Parlor in Salem. And to get there, you'd face the Magic Parlor, look up to the second floor, and there's Fee's shop. You just walk around the corner of the Magic Parlor into the green doors and go up the stairs, and Fee is right upstairs. There's also other shops in the building. There is the Salem Plant Witch, which I'm going to do a video for her as well, because they're wonderful. And if you like plant magic, I think you'll absolutely adore their shop. And I also did some B-roll of the Sea Witch's shop, so you can kind of see what it looks like inside. I think you'll love it. And so thank you for watching. I'm going to be opening up a shop called The Witch's Gate in about maybe like 2 or 3 weeks, so it's around the corner. I'll do a video on that as well. There's a lot been happening with me, a lot of life changes. So thank you for bearing with me, and thank you for tuning in. If you liked this video, please hit like and subscribe because I have more coming up, and thank you for watching.